With a special report from our senior producer, Uri Shapira, bringing us an exclusive story which took place a year ago in Delhi. A far-right activist, Professor Hillel Weiss, and a top-ranking advisor to Afghani President Ghani met and exchanged thoughts and ideas regarding the Pashtun ethnic group and their connection to the lost tribes of Israel. Let's take a look.
What brings together an Afghan official and a Jewish activist from the West Bank? Professor Hillel Weiss is known as a literature researcher, and his main focus is the books of Nobel Prize laureate Shai Agnon. But in recent years, he's mostly known as a radical right-wing activist, trying to promote the construction of a third Jewish temple on the Temple Mount and the establishment of an international body called, quote, 70 Nations, to replace the UN with a Torah law-based organization. This initiative has led him to some interesting and unexpected encounters. One of them was in New Delhi in January 2020, with a man who asked to remain anonymous. This person is an advisor of Afghani President Ashraf Ghani and an official of the Pashtuni community in Afghanistan.
He came from Kabul. I came from the West Bank Jewish settlement of El Kana. We met in a very fancy hotel. We had several meetings. We discussed many issues. His interest was support for the Pashtun people in the matter of empowering that community technologically and financially, and to be an internal part of the international arena.
The Pashtun community is spread around the world, but is mainly in Pakistan and Afghanistan, where it numbers around 15 million people, almost half of the Afghan population. Some theories tie the Pashtuns to the lost tribes of Israel, and it's even been suggested that research may shed light on the genetic connection between Pashtuns and Jews. The Pashtuns have complex relations with authorities in Afghanistan and an ongoing conflict with the Taliban movement.
He told me that he is concerned about the talks with the Taliban. He thinks the Taliban will become a lethal force, worse than Al-Qaeda, and it will wreak havoc in Afghanistan and Pakistan. This issue is very complex.
What led to this peculiar gathering of a far-right activist and an advisor to the Afghan president? According to Weiss, he managed to make officials in the Arab world interested in his vision. Recently, he left the 70 Nations organization, but he still believes in the concept of the revival of the ancient Israelite tribes.
I think that today Syria is a property for sale. The Jewish people, the 10 Israelite tribes, must have a stand on this civil war in Syria. I'm not talking about a violent solution, but a peaceful one.
Professor Weiss and the Afghan official continue to be in touch. Recently, Weiss received some information about investment opportunities in Afghanistan. Can that be the first step towards peace between Israel and Afghanistan?